Hello everyone, it's Birdie here, the Recycled Hippie Chick. I am getting ready to go out of town tomorrow, and I have about an hour before I have to go pick up a granddaughter. I'm going to take her to the movie tonight to see The King of Kings, or the 4 o'clock movie. And so I thought, let's just go sit down and unwind. I've been going nuts so crazy in freak out mode today, trying to get everything ready, dogs, dishes. I make them up ahead of time. I know I'm crazy. Dog dishes made up, laundry done, husband's suppers made and dished out, stuff for breakfast, everything to keep him running here, and then everything for me to pack and take. So, yeah, I'm in a little cray-cray. I wanted to mow the yard, but I thought, my husband said, would you just stop it? I will mow the yard, because I enjoy mowing the yard. I'm like, he's mowing the yard. I can't. I just can't. I'm done. I want to go sit down and play for a minute before I go. So here I am. Here I am ready to play. And I've got a few things here that I dug up because I've got a little mismatchy stuff that I've got. I've got all this stuff. Some of it's from Helen at Moss Cottage. I've got stuff from my last weekend's art trip at Big Mama's. So I'm going to start putting together a Easter journal. Let me show you what I'm going to use for the cover. I found this material. Won't this make an adorable Easter cover? So I'm going to do something with that. Anyway, I just got so much to tell you that I just wanted to jump on here and visit for a minute. And I'm just going to use this as an excuse. What the heck is this? What is this? Something. Oh my goodness. This is like a skirt or something. Okay, so let's just tear some of it off. I wanted to use a couple strips of it to put a couple of my pages together with. Anyway, I got a lot to talk about and just wanted an excuse to jump on here. So here we are. So I went to Big Mama's last week. Let me tell you about it. Now that she actually tells me how we met and everything, I'm not kidding you. My brain is so crazy mush that it actually scares me. I like these. I'm going to leave these on the outside. I don't know why. I just like them. So I think I'm going to tear half of this off just because it folds down. So Big Mama and I were in the Janet Nash Live. Janet, you introduced me in Big Mama. You don't realize it, but you did. We were both in the Janet Nash Live, and I don't know for what reason. She probably remembers every detail, but I do not, so I'm probably going to mess this story up. Let's get the TV on so I can make sure I'm in. Okay, there we go. Now. Okay. So, we were on the Janet Nash Live, and I don't know what happened or what the conversation was, but Kansas was brought up, and Big Mama said, I think, hey, I'm your neighbor. Well, she lives about an hour and a half away from me. So then I'm like, where are you from? And all this stuff. And oh my gosh, she is just right up the road from me. So I don't know if it was that year or the next year, she had what she calls the gathering. Just different people she's met online, here, there, and yonder. And she invited them. And Big Mama, I'm probably going to get this story wrong, but this is my version. So please forgive me. She invited a bunch of other ladies that she's met online, just doing this, talking with our videos, or she's commenting in other people's videos, this, that, and the other. And she called me, I don't know, probably messaged me and asked me for my phone number. I don't even know or remember. But anyway, she called me and wanted to know if I wanted to come to her gathering. It was her second annual gathering. This year was her third. So last year, I was so excited I was going to go to Big Mama's. Well, my dog pulled a muscle in her back and was on drugs, and I was just, the type of meds she was on, you had to give them like every, I don't know, 4 or 6 hours. I don't know. I felt terrible about leaving her here. She would be all day until Terry got home with no medication, and I just didn't feel good about going. So I canceled, and I just went up to Big Mama's for one day. So I took my playthings. What it was is she opens up her home. She's got several bedrooms. Everybody doubles up in the bedrooms, and bring food if you wish. Don't bring food if you wish. I mean, she just literally opened up her home. And all kinds of people showed up from everywhere, from California to Florida to just you name it, everywhere. People came in from everywhere on a plane, bus, train, bicycle, everything. So I went up for a day and I met the people. Now what she does is she opens it up for 2 weeks, just opens up her home. You come and go as you wish. You come and stay. You leave when you want. You come when you want. You stay a couple days, 3 days, a week, 2 weeks if you want. And that's what people were doing. And I had such a blast last year. I was freaked out because I didn't realize these were just people that didn't even know each other. I thought these were all people that, because Big Mama watches a show on YouTube called Dear Julie Julie, and some of you probably know Julie, and some of you probably watch her. I thought these were all people meeting in the middle of the United States to meet Dear Julie Julie, and I was somebody who had no clue anything about it, and I was the odd man out. It's really how I felt, because everybody last year acted like they knew each other, like, you know, they were long lost friends meeting. Well, this year I go again, and I had voiced that at some point, like, thank you for letting me join your tribe. You guys, you know, I'm the odd man out, and you have welcomed me in. And Big Mama's like, no, that's not how it is. And she told me how it was, and oh my gosh, none of us knew each other. We were all strangers, and this year it was like, okay, I can blend in and get to know these people. I'm not the odd man out. It was so wonderful. We just hugged and loved on each other and got to know each other, and we're just women with the same crafty passions. And Big Mama has a dining room full of shelves and a huge table with a riser in the center, and it was all full of art supplies, and you name it. There was fabric packs there, and just everything you can imagine. Just everything you can imagine. I don't know why I took a thing. I took my art kit and plus a big roller cart, and absolutely did not need any of it. I mean, I could have taken my little art case with a few paintbrushes and some glue in it and been just fine. I mean, absolutely everything and anything you can imagine was there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to do 2 signatures of 7. So anyway, that's what we did, and we went to church with her on Sunday, and it was a fantastic service, and just there was singing and massage and you name it. It was just praying together and talking about the word. We were just a tribe of women in unison, and it was so fantastic. We had people there from everywhere. I'm not kidding you. Julie flew in from California. I know Kat with a K, which also was in Janet Nash's live chats, and here I got to meet Kat with a K, and it was just so much fun. And Janet Nash, so many people there know you and love you and watch your channel, and it was just wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. When I was there, I think there was 8 women. I think at one point coming in and out, there was 13 altogether in the few days I was there. I went for 4 days. Anyway, I'm just going to set this one aside because I can put it together later. I don't have enough and I don't want to go find the pages. This one, I'm just going to start putting some color down, and who knows, maybe we can just do this one. Let's just pull this one out and let's just work on this one right now. So, tomorrow, I came home Sunday. I've been getting my life back in order and washing clothes all week. And tomorrow, Friday, I leave again and go to Fayetteville, Arkansas to the Createville. Is it Createville or Creativeville? Creativeville. Anyway, that Shannon Green is putting on, and I can't wait to go to that too. So I've had 2 wonderful times scheduled within a week apart. So yay, it is going to be so very fun. Let's take and get this on one side and let it be drying. Well, we're going to have to cut it because the rabbits flip over and become upside down on the other side. So we'll just do one little square. And Jan and Sherry and Jan were my buddies that I found last year at Createville. I'm going to call it Createville because I just don't remember, and that's what my brain wants to call it. So last year I sit at this table and I'm nervous, you know. I'm the weirdo. No, I'm not a weirdo. We're all weirdos. We all showed up there not knowing anybody. And I sit down like the first kid in school, you know, like a new kid in school, and I'm nervous, and where's my tape? I just saw it. Here it is. And I thought, oh man, Lord, who am I going to sit with? I don't know these people, you know, yada, yada. I don't remember, Jan and Sherry, if I sat down at our table or if it was Friday night that we met. Anyway, we met. And I really liked these girls. And then all of a sudden, somebody mentioned something about the Lord, and I knew I had 2 sisters here. It was so wonderful. We had so much to talk about. I'm ripping my bunnies apart. I know there's another layer in there. I just know it. Maybe not. Okay, let's just go ahead and glue it on and see what happens. And I just had the most wonderful time. And you know what? We have continued to be friends. And guess what? We're going to sit together again this year. So I am excited. I am very excited. And we're even rooming together. All 3 of us, one room. We found a hotel that has 3 beds. Is that not crazy? Yeah. We found a room that has 3 beds. We have, it's a God thing. It's a God thing. So I'm going to meet Sherry and Jan again this year, and I'm going to be there a little early because of the nervous person I am. I'm renting a car and going down. I've never rented a car, but by golly, I'm going to. And I'm going to go down, and there's a lady there. What's her name? I don't remember her name. Gosh, I hope she's not watching me. Luann, Lou something. She put on the Creativeville site, hey, I've got my hotel room at the yada yada, and I'm going to use their gathering room and set up and play if anybody's getting here early on Friday, because it doesn't start till 5, and wants to come over and play with me. That would be so much fun. So I am going to be there early. And And I'm going to go find Llewellyn and play the rest of the day until Sherry and Jan get there. And then I will head over, probably in time to throw our stuff in the hotel room, and then head on over to the Friday night meet and greet and pick out our seats at the workshop and begin our fun weekend. So there you go. I look forward to maybe meeting somebody else that I've never met before and adding to my friend list while I'm there. Now, I have to tell you my God story. It's not I'm not going to preach at you or nothing. This is just how God works in my life, okay? So, I don't know if I have ever bragged about loving this in Nespresso machines, but I have had an espresso machine for probably the past 15 years from when I worked at Williams-Sonoma. I won my first one and have had one ever since. Absolutely love it. Now, Nespresso is this coffee company. They make espressos, and they've always had these tiny little pods that you buy and put in the machine to make your cup of espresso. Well, now that the American people have caught on, it used to be a European coffee company, and of course over there, their espressos are little, and they made it the size that the Europeans like. Well, Americans, you know, we have to have everything bigger and better. Well, it's not better, but anyway, bigger. So they made this new line of Nespresso makers called the Vertuo, and they're bigger pods and everything. Makes bigger coffee, the whole 9 yards. So, my other Nespresso maker was on its last leg. It was about 10 years old, and it was deciding to head south. And my husband said at Christmas time, would you give up that stupid coffee maker and go get you another one that works decent? So I did. Of course, Sam's has their Nespresso makers on sale for $150, which is a great buy, and it come with a milk frother. So I head to Sam's and get me it. Come to find out, it was this Vertuo line that they have now, which I had no idea that it's different coffee, it's a different size, it's a different way of extracting the espresso. I mean, though it is by Nespresso, it is completely different. Maybe this should be my review of them, because I'm not happy. I give it a 2 stars out of 10. Not happy with it. Don't like the fact that you can't buy. I love the purple pod. Each flavor of espresso comes in a different color pod, and I liked the purple one. Well, the purple one in the Vertuo line is not the same flavor. All of their coffees are different. Well, that didn't make me happy, because I didn't want a different coffee. I wanted my Nespresso coffee, my purple. And they only have I think they only have 2 flavors in that line that are decaf, and I'm a decaf girl. So I just put up with it and put up with it. Never did it make a crema like I like. My little tiny pods make the most beautiful crema, and I am a visual girl, and that crema brings joy to my heart every morning when I see it. The Vertuo line does not make that kind of crema. It's very fake looking. Anyway, it's extracted completely different, okay? The Vertuo goes down through the top, swirls the water around in the capsule, and then pulls it back out and spits it out. The small original Nespresso capsules put 7 or 8 holes in the top and extracts it through the bottom. And that way it has a different pressure and it pulls a nice thick crema, and it's completely different. So, long story short, I can't hardly open the top. It's very hard for an old lady. You have to use 2 hands to shut the lid and click the capsule in. It just was not easy for me at all. And the temperature's not hot. I think a coffee should at least be 150 degrees, and it was very seldom I got 120 out of it. So I say, Lord, I am going to call them, ask them if I can return this coffee maker and trade it in for an original. I call it original, the small pods. See if they will, tell them I'm not happy with it. See if they will trade me out. Then the next day I say, Lord, maybe this is just my sign that I shouldn't drink coffee at all. Maybe this is just time. It's time to give up coffee altogether. And then I said, but Lord, this is the most exciting enjoyment of my day is having an espresso and enjoying my cup of coffee. Anyway, I was just whining and griping to the Lord about it. And I even Marco Polo'd my friend Charmin and told her, I just don't think I'm meant to drink coffee. I just said, I think I'm just going to quit because I'm not happy with my Nespresso maker. Now, she knows that I'm unhappy because she has one too, and we talk about it to each other. And so I had told her that. So the very next day, after I had told Charmin, I don't think I'm meant to have coffee anymore, I went to the Goodwill. Never, hardly ever do I go to the Goodwill because I don't like them. I don't agree with the way they do things. I don't like their pricing. I'm not crazy about Goodwill. But for some reason, oh, I know why. I was getting my camper ready to go to Big Mama's, and my bed is a double bed in there, and I said, you know what? I'm tired of trying to fit a flat sheet on here for a fitted sheet. I'm running into the Goodwill to see if I can find a fitted sheet that's double size. So I run into Andover, our closest little Goodwill here, and I run in there and I look for a sheet, and I did find the only double size sheet in the whole darn store. And I decided to just make a jaunt through the housewares real quick just to see, because you know I'm always into a new coffee cup or something that jumps out at me. And I walked back to the back wall just to start making my rounds to see what everything was. It's been so long since I'd been in there. Everything was new, the way they had things set up and everything. And there on the back wall, I see this angelic light around this machine on the shelf, and it's going, ah. And I walked towards it, and what was sitting on the shelf but a brand new Nespresso Leticia machine. Small pods, everything on it was pristine. And I stood there and hot flashed. Like I was stuck in my tracks. I couldn't do anything but stare at it. And then I noticed there's a man talking about 5 feet away from me, heading my way, looking at things on the shelf. And something in me just said, grab it and put it in your cart and look for the price later. I didn't want, because you know, why would there be an espresso maker at the Goodwill, brand new, Why? Why would somebody had done that? I thought, this is going to be so expensive, I can't even afford it. Because, you know, Goodwill's not going to let an espresso maker sit on the shelf if they know what it is. I grab it and I put it in my cart and I walk away so the man couldn't get it. And then I pushed it around the corner of an aisle and I stopped. Oh my coffee looks green, doesn't it? This is normal coffee. This isn't an espresso. And I stopped and I looked at the price tag on it, and it says $7.99. $7.99 is on this coffee maker. I say, I don't care if it works or not. It's worth trying it. I'm taking this thing home. It has a milk frother on it so that when you're drawing your espresso, the milk frother is shooting the froth into your cup at the same time. Oh my gosh. I bring it home and I plug it in. I clean it up. I get some water in this bad boy. And it doesn't work. I say, I wonder if whoever had this got rid of it because they didn't know that if it's been setting or unplugged for a while, or even if it's brand new, because they don't put this in the instructions. I had to look it up on the internet. It gets an air bubble in the line and it doesn't pull the water through. You got to purge the line. So I had looked it up years ago because I took my Nespresso maker camping with me, and when I brought it back, it didn't work. And the internet said you have to get a bag of air and put a hole in the bottom of it and poke it into the water reservoir and squeeze it real hard as you're running it, and it puts pressure on the water and pushes it on through and purges any air bubbles in the line. I'm thinking, I wonder if whoever bought this didn't know that's what you need to do, and they just said, phooey, I'm turning it into Goodwill. So I got my bag out, I purged the line, and she started up and ran like a champ, and I have been in heaven ever since. Yeah, I have a Latissima. I looked it up because my last one was a Pixie. I looked it up to see how much the gift that God gave me really cost, and they're $330. I got it for $7.99. Does God not favor me or what? Thank you, Lord. Thank you, thank you, thank you. To him be the glory, because I'm not kidding you. I would have never have gone to Goodwill if he hadn't sent me there, and that Nespresso maker would not have sat on that shelf for any amount of time, because if anybody knew what it was. So, praise God, praise God. I am a happy camper. Anyway, I really wanted to tell you that story. And Helen, I was going to tell you that story the other day when we were talking to Marco Polo, but I didn't, because I didn't want to double up on my story, and I knew you'd be watching my video. So that's my coffee pot story, Helen. I wanted to tell you about it. God is good. Anyway, yeah, that's my excitement for you guys for this week, and I will be back after this weekend to tell you about my excitement at Shannon Green's Createville. I just want to have a safe trip there and a safe trip back, because, you know, I'm in a rental car. I don't want any accidents or anything. And, of course, I have to use my insurance, so I don't want to use my insurance for any reason at all. And I just want everything to go smoothly and wonderfully. So if you would throw up a little prayer to the Lord for me. Of course, I just said it, and he knows it. Lord, that's what I'm asking for. But, you know, he likes for us to bring it to him in prayer. So if you would just keep me in your mind and in your prayers, I would appreciate it. And Jan and Sherry, that they get there and everybody, that everybody at Createville gets there safely, and that we all just have a wonderful time together, and that the Lord's light will shine there, and that we will have other of like mind to visit with. And if we don't, that someone will see the need to give their heart to the Lord, to take maybe a seed that we've planted there accidentally or knowingly, and decide that that they want the Lord in their heart. Wouldn't that be cool? Anyway, there's one little page. Let's see. I mean, I hardly have anything on there. Let's just stick this on there. And I want some of those little bubbly beads on there from Helen. And my husband did a wonderful job taking care of all of my animals last week. I appreciate him for doing that. And let's get some colorful ones out here. And he'll do it again. And then I want to plan a trip for he and I to go somewhere and play, because I feel guilty, you know, going somewhere without him. But he's fine. He likes to play around here with his vehicles, you know, out in the shop, and do his thing when I'm gone. I missed him last time. I couldn't wait to get home. And I told, I don't know who it was I was telling, I said, you know, I'll go home and I'll be home less than 24 hours and be ready to leave again, and tell him I need a break from him. But you know what? I didn't. I didn't need a break from him. I've enjoyed hanging with the old turkey noodle. I think that's good. We can always come back and add more later. So we have one little Easter page here. This is the bunny. We'll bring the Lord in on it eventually, because look at all of these little crosses and stuff here I can add. He is risen. Christ is risen. So there will be all kinds of other pages to do. I just needed to get out here and get my hands dirty and tell you guys some stories, and tell you I have missed you, and I will see you again after Monday. There you go. I will add, you know what? I did a walkthrough at Big Mama's, so I will put that together and tack it on the end of this video, so you can kind of have a little tour of where we created last week, okay? Bye-bye from Birdie. Maybe. There we go. Hello everyone, it's Birdie. I just thought I would show you the state of my trashed kitchen. I have noodles, first batch of noodles drying. I'm going to Big Mama's, heading there in the morning. She lives in Kansas. She's having a little art retreat. Got some noodles here relaxing before I cut them. I have chicken broth cooking. I have chicken that I've separated. I'm making my own, since I'm carnivore. I am air frying beef strips to take for me to eat. Yes, this is what a trashed kitchen looks like. Everything I didn't have room for on the counters, I've shoved over here. I'm eating my egg in bites in between rolling. Yes, this is reality, people, but it's fun reality. Hi everyone, it's Birdie here, the Recycled Hippie Chick. I'm at Big Mama's house, and I wanted to video a little bit about what's going on at our art retreat.
The pages from this book are.
This is my workstation. I have all my stuff sitting out here.
It's
Right
hard to
now I'm
remember
watching
everything
Darcy.
you're supposed to bring.
And I'm making a panel.
So I'm just
One of
gonna
the
go ahead
girls
and
wanted
I'm
to make an
gonna
art kit like mine
make
out of her
place to add this,
briefcase from last year.
and like
So
this.
each of us is making a little panel
And I'm gonna, because this is
to
not
go
gonna
on
match
her
up,
art
I'm gonna
case. So
come
I'm
down
working
here
on my
because the
panel
bottom,
here.
This is gonna get ripped
There's
across.
another gal over there. And I'm going to show you where Big
So there's
Mama
my
and
first
Julie
page.
Julie are.
And then I'm gonna
She's
fold
doing a
this
live right now,
over.
so I'm going to be quiet when I
And
walk
I'm
over there.
okay that some of that is gonna show. Okay, so I'll have this fun little edge over here. Fun little edge over here. And coming down
This is
like
all
this.
stuff we can use while we're creating.
Okay. And then I'm going to add my next piece. So we're gonna add
We have more
this one
ladies
that
in
has
here
the short
working.
piece.
Coffee cups, and now I can have it
And I'm
because
going
I
to
didn't
add
buy it.
that one to this page. So again.
Yep. So, I can have it now because I didn't buy it. Okay. Tinkersley cups have to go.
Well, you guys, it's so much fun. We've seen ideas that other people have. We might backlight.
We have other people on their way. We have people kind of coming and going for 2 weeks at Big Mama's. I'm here until tomorrow. I've been here since Thursday. And we have 2 more coming today. We had 2 leave yesterday. So it's just really been fun. Big Mama's beautiful home, and we have every one of her bedrooms full, and we have taken up every space that you can
I'm
imagine.
going to go ahead and I'm going to fold it this way. And I'm just going with...
Let's go outside and I'll show you where I'm staying. This is a little love shack above her garage. Somebody is staying up there. This is her husband's hot rod shop, so he stays in there a lot, Big Daddy, and he has been such a joy to let us come and take over his space. He has just accommodated us in every way. Here I am with my little camper. I'm parked over here beside the shop. Here's the alley. And I'm over here. And I've already been scared to death one night by a raccoon and a cat. Thought somebody was going to try to mass murder me, and I opened the door to beat them up with my flashlight, and a cat jumped in my camper. So he has gone ahead and slept with me the last 2 nights up here on my bed. And when they jumped up on the camper, all this rattling took place of these beads hanging up here. And I just thought, oh my gosh, something big is coming to get me. But it wasn't. I survived, and everything has been good. I will check back in.